Hello there and welcome back. Today I want to talk more about my progress with the Push 3 as a tool for live performances. So this is going to be a sort of diary because I'm learning it with you guys. The possibilities are endless, so I'm exploring different ways to using it. One would be just as itself with clips, with samples. Another one is with my favorite synth, the Perfourmer. Now, usually when I use the Perfourmer live, the only gripe that I have about it is just like the sound palette might be limited because of course it's a very simple synth. So I thought, why don't I revised the setup that I had with the Octatrack, and I will recreate the sort of workflow in the Push 3 using the most amazing effect that Ableton can offer. So what I create, it's an interesting template. I'm using the Shik N32b, let's remove this guy here, for controlling everything. So I mapped to a lot of stuff inside here, and I will show you. And then I imported the MIDI clips and some samples. So what you just hear is one of my tracks for my upcoming EP, and called Being You. And it's very easy to set up everything, and then when you perform, have everything you need to make it sound great. But I also wanted to have the playability of the Vermona in front of me, so instead of using internal synth, which sounds pretty amazing, of course, I will use the Vermona and tweak. The cool thing is, like, I have two MIDI clips working on track 1 and 2, but the other two tracks can be played live. So before going on, some way you can support my page. Please hit the like button, subscribe. Easy, fun. No, I don't know if it's fun, but it's free. Then you can buy from the affiliate link down below. I get a tiny percentage, you pay exactly the same. And then you can become a patron. On Patreon, I do one-on-one, I reply to all of your questions, and so on and on and on. Let's go back to what's happening here. So I did most of the preparation of the template in the computer using Push as controller because it's way easier. Also, to map the controller, you need to use the computer. So I'm using two instances of Ableton, one to record, and this other one, it's to show you the template that I create. So actually I need this. And so we can go through it. How it's structured. First things, I want to have 8 channels in front of me that are the 8 channels that I might use for a performance. So the first 4 are channel 1, 2, 3, and 4 from the Perfourmer. These are just MIDI. Those are just MIDI clip, and you set up them here in input and output. I have the output, doesn't really matter because here it is. So I don't actually input anything to it because I did a different thing. So these are just external instrument, and the MIDI goes to the channel 1, 2, 3, and 4. What I added on channel 3 and 4, an arpeggiator before, because it's fun. Because listen to that. This is so great. And I can create improvisation with that and also record the clip if I want. The audio, the stereo out, goes into the Push. In the other example I did previously, I had my modular going through ADAT, but this is another way that is way simpler, of course. And it goes into these 2 channels here that I group, that I call feed left, feed right. This is why, because I have the left pan, hard left pan, it's a channel, this one, that has delay and hybrid reverb. So it had already some nice thing to it. And a feed right instead has a saturator and some small reverb. So let's listen to that. If I go to my channel 4 and I do, even here, I turn on the arpeggiator. Let's make it something slow like that. And I want to turn first everything that I have on. So right now, this is the clean feed and goes in hard pan left, go through the delay. That is a simple delay, the simplest one, dotted, and some reverb. I didn't do any automation here, I didn't map anything because it's a sound that I like. But if I hard pan right, now it's clean and it doesn't have any more delay, just a tiny bit reverb. This is great because if you do a bass, maybe you don't want the delay. So this is the first trick that I'm using. I can also put it in the middle and have it both. Then what happened in there? So this is the external synth. On the external synth, so these two feed, I create a long chain. You can see here in the screen. So I had the two resonator here, Rome and Berlin, that are the basic preset, an autopan, corpus, saturator, reverb, and glue compressor. As you can see, everything is turned off. And I can turn it on using this first row. I see this trick on a video made by EasyBot and Phemto. And Phemto gives this great advice to automate here. For example, if I turn on the resonator, no, you won't see turning on here because they're not connected. But if we go here, as you can see, I have the resonator there. It's turned off, but as soon as I move this, it turned on. So how you do that? When you do the MIDI mapping, you click in the MIDI here, you press the button that you want, and also the on-off, in this case, is this. When you turn on, you can set up here the minimum value and the maximum value. If you put around these, I put 2 and 127, mean that when this knob is basically fully counterclockwise, the effects will turn off. As soon as you move it, the effects come on, which is great because it means that you won't have your sound at all impacted, and also you will leave your computer power untouched. So what I have here, let's listen to everything. First resonator, it's created this sort of minor resonation. The second one, called Berlin, it's created this more dubby, still sort of out of tune things, which I really like. And these are great to, you know, add interesting stuff. Then let's go to the other one. Let's turn this off. I have an autopan. With this I decide the quantity, the amount, and this decide the rate. I map everything, of course, before on the computer. Then, corpus. One thing that I don't like of Vermona is like, again, limited sound, but with this, I can transform it. It's pretty interesting to me. Of course, this is all still in development. And lastly, I have this beautiful hybrid reverb, no, here it is, a saturator and reverb together. So this is the effects that will impact the Vermona only. What happened from there is that I have also set up here the volume for the two different feet, and now we are in the clean one. Let's add even more delay. Let's add that. Now we have this. What I can do, I can turn also everything off, and I have the two send and return, which are see it here, a simple echo and a convolution reverb, hybrid reverb. So let's add that and let's listen. This is the reverb, and this the echo. So that allows me to use a lot of effects and create a lot of interesting texture. These other, so these are all the volume for the track, this 6 button, 6 knobs, and the above are the send and return. Similar, I keep it simple, otherwise I get crazy. What I also have, I have 2 sample device, which I will use just to load sample and trigger them. Then I have a MIDI channel, which I can use to play. I put a wavetable, but you know, I can load whatever I want. And I can control the volume here and the send and return. And then I have a drum rack completely empty right now because I want to load whenever I want. The sample, simply as can be, you can click any of these row, then press load to load a sample, and I have my user library with sample, and I can load whatever I want. For example, let's also show you, I want to show you how I did prepare not a performance, but you know, something that can be a performance. The cool thing is, like in Ableton, in the computer, I don't know if you can do it here, but if on the master channel you move here, you see you can set up the time signature, the BPM actually, not the time signature. So what you listened before was at 120, and we can trigger again. So I have this, I can move to the different scene, whatever I want. Let's say I want to transition to another track. Of course, I will wait until the time is right, but then I can and start with this other sample, and then I have this other completely different track, which is a different BPM, but the moment I go, well, I should have made it better, but anyway, now I'm in 70 BPM, and I have something else that started, and I can bring it in. Actually, as you can see now, tempo it's 70, which is actually a little too fast for me. But now I can perform. The other things that I forgot to mention is like I have these two that control the return level of the delay, and here I have the feedback and the decay, and then I created on the master channel, see, another simple chain with auto filter, same trick, it turns on only when I move it, as you can see here. It's off, but the moment I move it, it gets on, and I have frequency and resonance. So I can play even more. And from here I can build an entire set, and ideally I can also play stuff on top of it. Of course. And the other fun part is just like the possibility of load the empty scene and then play. I really love to play with the arpeggiator. Let's hold. And I can have two, so in channel 4. And here I can create whatever I want. And this, I really like how it sounds, this chain that I created. Nothing that I could do easily with a pedal board. So this is a very compact, it's all standalone, and I can really create something nice. The only things I have to do is populate enough stuff in the session view, clip view, I don't really remember what it's called. And that's it. So this is the first step in creating my future live set. And I can still play, of course, the other track. This will change, of course, because, you know, the more I play, the more I understand what I need. All right, this is it for today. I hope this was interesting, and thanks for your support. Please hit the like button and share this content, subscribe, that would really help. And of course, go check my music on Bandcamp, Spotify, whatever. Actually, Monday, a new collaboration is coming out with me and Luca Longobardi. I'm super excited about it. Okay, that's it. Thank you, and I'll see you next week. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you are a Patreon, I might also put all of these templates for free if you're a Patreon there, so you can have it. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Ciao, ciao.